What if I told you that your brain rewards distraction more than focus? That every time you scroll instead of work, check your phone instead of finishing that task, your mind isn't being lazy, it's being efficient. You're not broken. Your brain is doing exactly what evolution designed it to do. And once you understand this, everything changes. Your brain isn't lazy, it's conserving energy. Here's the scene. You wake up with big plans. Today's the day you're going to focus, get things done, be productive. But by 10 a.m., you've checked your phone 17 times. You've scrolled through social media. You've somehow ended up watching videos about deep-sea creatures. And now you feel guilty. You think, why can't I just focus? Why am I so lazy? Let's pause and think about this for a second. Because the story you're telling yourself, that you lack discipline, that you're weak-willed, is scientifically inaccurate. Your brain isn't lazy. It's brilliant. And it's running a program that's millions of years old. Your brain is the most energy-expensive organ in your body. It weighs about 2% of your total body mass, but it consumes roughly 20% of your total energy. That's a massive metabolic cost. So evolution gave your brain a survival strategy: cognitive efficiency. Instead of deeply analyzing every single decision you face, your brain creates mental shortcuts, what scientists call heuristics, or cognitive biases. These shortcuts allow you to make fast decisions without burning through your mental battery. Think about it. When you walk into a coffee shop, you don't consciously think, should I enter? What are the social protocols? How do I order? Your brain autopilots through the entire experience. That's energy efficiency in action. But here's where things get tricky. Your brain can't distinguish between a useful shortcut and a destructive one. When you're supposed to write a report, your brain scans the environment and says, hey, checking Instagram uses way less energy. Let's do that instead. Deep thinking equals high energy cost. Autopilot equals survival mode. And it gets worse with something called decision fatigue. Every choice you make throughout the day, even tiny ones like what to wear, what to eat for breakfast, which email to answer first, drains your cognitive resources. Researchers have found that judges are more likely to grant parole in the morning than in the afternoon. Not because they're mean, but because their decision-making energy is depleted. By mid-afternoon, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational decision-making, is exhausted. And when it's exhausted, it defaults to the easiest option every single time. That's why you can start your day motivated and end it doom scrolling. It's not a character flaw, it's neuroscience. So how do you work with your brain instead of against it? Here's where it gets fascinating. I want to introduce you to what I call the energy-efficient productivity framework. It has 3 core principles. Principle 1. Design your environment, not your willpower. Your brain takes the path of least resistance, always. So instead of trying to build more willpower, make the right path the easiest one. Want to read more books? Put your book on your pillow before you go to bed. Want to avoid your phone in the morning? Charge it in another room. Want to eat healthier? Put fruit on your counter and hide the junk food. Change the environment and your brain will follow. This isn't about discipline, it's about design. Environment to willpower. Principle 2. Reduce decision points. Steve Jobs wore the same outfit every day. Barack Obama limited his wardrobe to 2 colors. Mark Zuckerberg famously said he doesn't want to make decisions about what he wears or eats, because those decisions are not worth the energy. And the science backs this up. The fewer trivial decisions you make, the more mental energy you have for what actually matters. So look at your day. Where are you wasting cognitive resources on meaningless choices? Automate them, eliminate them, batch them. Free up your brain energy for deep work. Fewer decisions equals more focus energy. Principle 3. Schedule deep work when your battery is full. Most people have peak cognitive energy in the morning, roughly the first 2 to 4 hours after waking up. This is when your prefrontal cortex is fresh, your brain energy is high, and your ability to focus deeply is at its strongest. So use that time for your hardest cognitive work. Don't waste it checking emails, scrolling feeds, or doing administrative busy work. Save the low-energy tasks for the afternoon, when your brain naturally wants to coast. Work with your biology, not against it. Morning brain equals deep work brain. Let me give you a concrete example. Say you want to start exercising in the morning. The old approach looks like this. You rely on motivation. You tell yourself, tomorrow I'm going to wake up early and hit the gym. But when the alarm goes off, your brain, still in energy conservation mode, says, sleep is easier, let's do that. And motivation loses. But here's the science tells a different story. The night before, you lay out your workout clothes. You set your shoes by the door. You pre-make your breakfast. You remove every single decision point. Now when you wake up, your brain doesn't have to decide. It just follows the path you designed. That's the difference between fighting your brain and collaborating with it. One approach burns willpower. The other leverages cognitive bias in your favor. Here's what I want you to remember. Your brain isn't lazy. It's brilliant. It's doing exactly what millions of years of evolution trained it to do. Conserve energy to survive. The problem isn't you. The problem is that we're living in a world designed to exploit your brain's shortcuts. Every app, every notification, every piece of digital content is engineered to be the easiest option, to hijack your cognitive bias and keep you in autopilot mode. But now you know the game, and once you understand how your brain works, you can design your life around it. You don't need more discipline. You don't need to fight harder. You need better systems. You need to eliminate unnecessary decisions, design your environment intentionally, and protect your peak cognitive hours like they're sacred. You are not behind. You're just starting to understand yourself deeper. If this video helped you see your brain differently, that's just the beginning. Subscribe to the Mind Observatory. We explore the neuroscience and psychology behind how your mind actually works, so you can think smarter, not harder. Here's a question for you. What's one decision you're going to eliminate this week to save mental energy? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. See you in the next one.